Security, there is lack of political will.
Beyond the headlines,
who are the sponsors?
In terms of tackling security, there is lack of political will.
Beyond the headlines,
who are the sponsors of insecurity in this country?
From breaking news to everyday conversations, this is where Nigeria's conversations begin. We track the issues shaping Nigeria and the world today. The world is talking, and we're listening. This is Trends on LJE News.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Trends on LJE News, where we bring you the latest and developing stories in and across Nigeria and Africa. My name is Omotola Adeleke. So I will not be doing this alone. I have here with me Barrister Meme. Barrister Meme, the other time you traveled to Asaba, you came back and you did not bring bread. Usually people travel and come back and bring bread, but you did not bring bread. What happened?
Well, I brought the bread of life.
You brought the bread of life.
Yeah.
But quickly, let me even ask, do people still bring bread when they travel and then return? Do people still do that?
Well,
Do you still do that?
no, we don't do that anymore.
We don't do that
That
here.
belongs to the past when there was excess.
When there was excess bread. All right, thank you very much, Barrister Mebe. You're welcome to the show, by the way.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, so ladies, you're looking good. You look
Thank you.
awesome. You're glowing.
Thank you.
But Judith, quickly, is it true that people who wear glasses are geniuses? Like they know book.
I
Is
cannot
that true?
speak for everybody.
Are you a genius?
No. No.
Okay, you just
No.
But I don't know. Esther, please support me here. Is it true that people who wear glasses are genius? There's a way it makes them look like they know everything.
Well, everybody believes the nerdy ones are the smart ones. So when you wear glasses, you just have this confidence that, oh, okay, I'm smart.
But so,
People who wear
do
glasses
you
to
think
look
so?
smart.
Do you think so?
Nah, there are so many dull people who use glasses.
All right, so Esther, do you know the way you look? You look like this situation where 1 million naira accidentally or magically disappears from your account, and you've been approaching your commercial bank for a while. Then after 2 months, they now returned your money. That's the way you're looking. You're looking excited.
Yes, sir.
But is that what happened?
Nah, I don't even believe for that.
All right, so okay, quickly, let's quickly run through our headlines for this edition of Trends. Fear grips Southern Kaduna as police clash over alleged mass abduction in Kajuru. Army denies mutiny claims, says soldiers loyal and welfare reforms ongoing. Ipman explains long queues at MRS station, cites cheaper Dangote fuel price. 4 trillion naira debt. Indigenous contractors shut finance ministry, demand payment. Police arrest suspect in abduction, ritual killing of 6-year-old Ebonyi girl. Billot issues cease and desist to very dark man over use of Ratel name. Quickly, let's go to the lead story. Fear has spread across communities in Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State following report of a mass abduction of Christian worshippers during Sunday church services. The Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) alleged that suspected bandits stormed churches in Kuruminwali, abducting worshippers, including women and children, and taking them to unknown locations. Chairman of Northern CAN, Reverend Joseph John Hayab, described the incident as heartbreaking, claiming that no fewer than 163 worshippers were abducted, with 8 later escaping. He urged security agencies to act swiftly to rescue those allegedly still in captivity. However, the Kaduna State Police Command denied the claims. Police Commissioner Muhammad Rabiu described the report as false and challenged CAN to provide names and details of the alleged victims. The chairman of Kajuru local government area, Dauda Madaki, also said security agencies found no evidence of any attack. The conflicting accounts have heightened anxiety in the area as residents await clarity and reassurance over their safety. Let's hear from the Commissioner of Police mouth.
Till now that we are speaking, nobody is able to come out with any figure or name of any person that is kidnapped from that community. Our policemen, the chairman of the local government and other agencies were at alleged scene of crime. We went there. Till now, there is no information about any attack or any kidnapping of over 300 persons. And on this, please stop giving out false information to those discredit the state and the security agencies. Till now that we are speaking, nobody is able to come out with any figure or name of any person that is kidnapped from that community. Our policemen, the chairman of the local government and other agencies were at alleged scene of crime. We went there. Till now, there is no...
All right, so you've heard from the Nigerian police, Barrister Meme. Now you've heard this already. Now the people of Kajuru are 160 people were kidnapped, especially the Northern Kan president. He's saying over 160 people have been kidnapped. The government or the Nigerian police, even the Kano state government, the Kaduna state government is saying no, that it is false, it is not true. But let's check through the antecedent of government information compared to the information coming from the people. Who should we believe at this point?
Well, we can only rely on facts. He who allege must prove. If you said a certain number had been kidnapped, there should be empirical evidence to back up the claim. You know, so, but we are living in a world, in a country where this issue of trying to douse, a crime, even most time when they also lose men in the field, they try to douse it, or sometimes, try to debunk such. But all of these things is try to, give credence to what they are trying to do as a security force or the government as it were. But the most important thing is for us to realize that the sanctity of life matters. When it affects the rich persons or the high-profile people, we get information about it. But if it happens to the villagers, the downtrodden, we try to, take out these numbers as if this number doesn't really mean anything. One life means a lot, and that shows the level to which we value human life in this country.
Okay. All right, Esther, do you think it's too early for the Nigerian police? Because this news came up on board yesterday. Do you think the Commissioner of Police debunking, this abduction that was reported to have happened by the Northern Kan president, do you think it's too early for the police to just debunk it? They are saying they have gone to the place and it's false. What do you think?
If they've been there and they get to realize that all of these are just baseless facts, then I think it's okay for them to debunk it. But if they've not made their thorough investigations and they're just letting it go, I don't think it's the right thing for them.
Well, let me ask you. Let's say, for example, the information is false. What will make the Northern Kan chairman, a man of God, lie about such an information? What do you think will make him want to lie?
I don't think you would want to lie about something like that.
It's too sensitive to lie about.
Yes, and
Judith,
the numbers, I don't think you would.
do you think you would want to lie about such a situation?
No, I don't think he would be lying. Personally, I think the government, the Kaduna state government, they are trying to downplay what really happened, because there are sources in the villages, or the particular village it happened, saying that this really happened, and then the government on the other hand is saying that it didn't happen. So now it's looking like there's
no video source. There are no pictures. Is it that no one had a phone to capture what was happening, or I don't know?
Perhaps. It feels like the issue is just too sensitive to lie about. That's why I think.
All right, moving on to the next story. The Nigerian Army has dismissed report alleging that soldiers are threatening mutiny over salaries and allowances, describing the claims as false, misleading, and capable of undermining national security. In a statement on Monday, the acting director of Army Public Relations, Colonel Apollonia Anele, said the report, based on anonymous and unverifiable sources, does not reflect the conduct of or position of officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army. She stressed that there has been no threat of mutiny, noting that mutiny is a grave offense under military law and contrary to the Army's ethos of discipline and loyalty. Anele explained that grievances are addressed through established internal channels and that soldiers' earnings, including various allowances beyond promotion increment. She added that ongoing welfare reforms and the federal government remain committed to improving troop welfare and operational effectiveness. Barrister, this is not the first time reports have come out to say there are soldiers who are not being treated well in terms of salaries and allowances. You know, in fact, someone told me, a friend of mine told me, who is a soldier, told me there are some officers who make as low as 120,000 naira in a month, 120,000 naira. And there are some of them who are in the bushes, you know, conducting different operations, who are in villages, and, you know, their welfare is not being taken care of. So, calling out or saying there's a mutiny or there is no mutiny, because perhaps it might lead to that point if it continues. I don't know if you agree with that assertion.
Well, mutiny itself is a very grievous offense in the military, and irrespective of the condition you find yourself, you must obey to the last order, and that is to maintain the sanctity of the military, as it were, all over the world. Even
as a soldier that is suffering, he should obey the last order.
Well, you know so well that before you apply for a job, you should make necessary inquiry about the welfare packages for such a job. We all know, and it is in the public domain, the salary structure for the military and those in the security agencies. We cannot help but to clamor for improved welfare package for our people that are in the military. But however, it is a grievous offense and a crime to, irrespective of the condition you find yourself, there are ways to escape from certain hardship. If you feel you're no longer comfortable, of course, you can take certain steps to, you know, to leave the profession. And the law also protects you in that regard. But to say you want to rebel against the government or against the constituted authority, that becomes a very grievous offense.
All right. Thank you very much, Barrister. The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, has attributed the long queues seen at Dangote refinery-backed MRS filling stations to the relatively cheaper pump price of petrol sold at 739 naira per litre. Speaking in an interview on Monday, IPMAN spokesperson Chinedu Ukadike said the queues reflect Nigerians' preference for affordable fuel. He explained that it is unrealistic for other petrol marketers to sell below the price fixed by the Dangote refinery, describing it as the lowest available in the market. Ukadike noted that any filling station selling petrol cheaper than 739 naira per litre would naturally attract even heavier queues. He recalled that Aliko Dangote announced the fixed price in December, while other stations currently sell petrol between 850 naira and 839 naira per litre, further driving demand at MRS outlet. Esther, this is what the IPMAN spokesperson is saying. He's saying petrol marketers cannot sell, aside MRS, who of course sells at the rate of 739 naira. In fact, he said Nigerians prefer cheaper things. A lot of Nigerians like cheaper things. My pidgin friends will say araha. That's what Nigerians like. You decide. Now, he said there's no petrol station that will sell below 739 naira, even despite the fact that Dangote refinery, in affiliation with MRS, is trying to, should I say, they're trying to make fuel affordable for Nigerians. Is the IPMAN spokesman saying it is impossible for other marketers to reduce to that point or even lower than 739 naira? Are you saying it is unrealistic? Let's hear from you.
I don't think it's impossible for other marketers to actually reduce the fuel price, because if they are able to sell at that rate, that means there's every possibility that they can actually go down to that rate. But it's a thing of choice. I think it's a thing of choice for them, because if other fueling stations are actually selling just that particular one, and he's even rubbing it on their faces that they cannot sell at that rate because of the differences, it's in his own interest.
All right, Barrister, what would you have to say to this recent development?
Well, you know, we had this conversation the other time we are now relying on what Dangote refinery is bringing up on board, and that is why I have always said it. For those who condemn Alhaji Aliko Dangote for what some people term to be monopolistic nature, and I said, no, this is not exactly what that simply means. This man has come in so many ways to rescue the country, because there are so many areas, critical aspects of our economy that naturally ought to be the responsibility of the government. But the government over the years had failed. And that shows that what government cannot do, a private individual is somehow doing it. So it's going to be a price that should be regulated by itself. But there are so many indices from the economic perspective that can contribute to the prices of items in the country. Nigerians are being, whipped from different angles, and of course, some government officials will tell you, look, if you compare the price of what we purchase fuel or some other commodities in Nigeria, compare that vis-a-vis in other clans, you find out that somehow we are buying lesser. But there are other critical aspects of the economy that contributes, not just the fuel aspect. And nowadays, I can't even remember the last time I traveled for a long distance on our roads. So you are not indirectly, except within this metropolitan, within the city. But for those who travel, in those days, you can travel from Abuja to Lagos. You can travel from Abuja to Port Harcourt and to Kaduna and the rest of them. All of these things are things that naturally fuel contributes in terms of cost of transportation. But beyond all of these things, some other indices, economic indices, but we must give it to Dangote for being able to, to lead by example in this aspect of our economy.
But Dangote said he's selling at the rate of 639 naira to marketers, ex-depot price, of course. If you're selling 699 naira to other marketers aside, let's say MRS, then why can't you drop it to 739 naira? Are we saying other marketers are being self-centered in this case?
Well, I am not into that.
Because I said it's unrealistic. They can't sell below 800 naira.
But you also need to understand so many factors. Because if Dangote is selling at a rate of 699 naira, right? That is just about 700 naira. And that is the cost of per liter. And this product will be transported from the port, from the refinery to the various destination. It now depends on the destination. Dangote refinery is located in Lagos. So if you are to transport these things from Lagos to other part of the country, you're going to pay the cost of transportation and other logistics. And for people who invested in building filling stations, you also expect that there is a need for them to make profit. So I think so many things contribute to fixing of these prices in different all
right, so that's it for today's edition of Trends on LJE News. Many thanks to Barrister Mehmet. Barrister Mehmet, thank you very much for your insights and contributions.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
Esther, of course, thank you very much for your opinions and all.
Anytime, my pleasure.
Hope you will still get the 1 million naira and we'll share it amongst us. Judy, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, so to our viewers and listeners out there, make sure to follow, like, and share at LJE News on all social media platforms to stay in the loop. And of course, don't forget to join the conversation ahead of our next show. My name is Omotola Adeleke. See you next time. Bye for now.
In terms of tackling security, there is lack of police.